Let's talk about Solana. I teased earlier on in the show that Solana is doing something that almost no other major crypto is doing at the moment. And I want to show you on the charts just what that looks like. To give some context, again, not a lot of charts here today, but we're monitoring right now a 2 daily signal, right? Even as we're talking about scooping up altcoins on lower time frames, longer time frames still have a little bit of worry going on. Sell signals across the board, a lot of oscillators overextended, and historical major levels of support. If you go back to the bull market of 2021 and you go back to the bull market of 2017, this stage of the bull market, it was not uncommon to have a pullback to the 2 daily smart trail. In fact, high probability, above 80% likelihood that you would at least, when you get a sell signal on the 2 daily chart, fall to this level. We're seeing that on coins like Bitcoin. We're seeing that on coins like Ethereum. We're seeing it on coins like Chainlink and Cardano and XRP. All of these coins are getting closer during these pullbacks. But if this historical data point stays intact, they have a little bit further to drop before their massive rallies start. And trust me, all those coins I just talked about, I am extremely bullish on. We've talked about them in recent days. I love what's happening. But there's one coin, and it's Solana, that's sticking out to me. And the reason why is because, yes, we got the 2 daily sell signal just like everything else. But look at what is happening with the smart trail. We actually bounced on it yesterday, and we're bouncing on it again. You move into lower time frames, and you're starting to see buy signals come in. This is the 4-hour chart, for example, where we're not seeing buy signals on almost anything else, but literally within the last couple of hours here, we have printed a green reversal, bullish momentum, and that right there is positive money flow. We're seeing the lower time frames on Solana start to spark. And this is a coin. I want to remind people that it has been explosive this entire bull market. Let's come back out and look at a macro perspective here. This is a coin that people called back in November of 2022, they called it dead. They said there's no way that Solana ever recovers. It was so tied and so correlated with FTX. People were convinced. And I want to admit here, I'm not going to try to back out and say that I'm not one of them. I was a person who said, yeah, Solana is dead. I'm going to confess that. In fact, I probably was not a Solana believer until further into October of 2023. But look at the moves that Solana has had already in this bull market. And what's most impressive is more recently, just like the rest of the crypto space, we went to multiple month-long consolidation period in a falling channel. From March until November, we were in this boring sideways movement, but we finally have broken out. We rejected briefly on former all-time high, but I believe Solana is about to take off once again. New all-time highs coming very, very soon, not only because of this 2 daily smart trail situation, where it's one of the only major altcoins that looks like it's already dealt with the majority of its pullback. There's another chart that is telling me we should be expecting Solana to increase, and it's this one right here. This is a Solana over Bitcoin chart. I want to go up to the weekly chart and kind of show you what has happened here. A lot of altcoins are starting to bounce against Bitcoin. If you were to take a look, let's go look at Ethereum over Bitcoin. Multiple year-long descending channel, but we're starting to get some progress on Ethereum. Cardano, same thing. We haven't yet set a higher high, but you can see major moves on Cardano over Bitcoin over the last month. XRP making some major moves on Bitcoin. But as a whole, it's really nowhere close to the highs it's ever been, like back in 2018. Solana, on the other hand, not that far away from all-time highs on the Solana over Bitcoin chart. And what makes it even more bullish is right now, this formation, if it plays out the way I think it could, this is what we call a bull pennant, a very explosive move here in October of 2023 into March, into actually January of 2024. If you take this explosive movement after this consolidation period, a breakout coming potentially very soon could send this as high as up to let me move this out of the way, 0.010 Bitcoin, right? Definitely new all-time highs. And what this means, in case you're wondering, well, Tim, what does this have to do with the markets as a whole? I told you guys earlier in the show, and I've been saying this the last couple of days, I'm not convinced that if I were to come over here to Bitcoin and take a look at this chart, I'm not convinced that Bitcoin is done going down. In fact, there's a lot of altcoins I think that can keep going down. But the question is, does that mean Solana has to go down as well? With it already hitting this major support, what this chart releases me to potentially believe could be the next move for Solana is a massive breakout, not only on this chart, but a massive breakout on the Solana chart as well. As Bitcoin stays down, potentially heads towards 90 to maybe as low as $85,000, Solana could explode back up closer to or go above $300. In fact, I say back, it hasn't ever been there. Go to $300, brand new all-time highs. Why? Because there's a very good chance that this Solana over Bitcoin chart, as Bitcoin drops, Solana explodes, and you see another parabolic move on this chart to the upside. That's why I'm so excited about Solana right now. I bought a small grouping of that this morning. I know T-Shroom, you said you bought some crypto here as well. I think it's a good time to throw it to you. We'll get Caleb's take, but very bullish right now on these two charts. Good reasons to think that Solana is about to explode. Last thing I want to say, actually, I'm going to put my thoughts here together before I throw it to you. Remember, this is something we've been tracking going back to my screen. This was a big move when XRP surpassed a lot of coins. And I don't think XRP is about to drop. I'm a big believer in XRP. So XRP Army, don't crucify me for what I'm about to say. But when XRP surpassed Solana, I gave a hot take that maybe not all XRP fans loved, that I think that XRP and Solana are going to wrestle with each other this entire bull market on who's the number 3 altcoin. Tether will come and go. Tether will get high and low. I'm just talking about cryptocurrencies. I don't see either one of them surpassing either Ethereum or Bitcoin in this bull market, but wrestling for that number 3 spot, I think they're going to go back and forth. And XRP made their big move while Solana was sleeping, while Solana was consolidating. Well, guess what? Now it's time for XRP to consolidate a little after a big move. I would not be surprised if in the next couple of weeks we see Solana temporarily pass XRP, get moved back up to that number 3 crypto spot, and then you see this back and forth, and then months after that, XRP surpasses it, and months after that, Solana passes it. I think we're going to see a really big wrestling match here, but it's Solana's turn. It's Solana's turn to wake up and do something special. T-Shim, I want to throw it to you. What are your thoughts there about Solana? Is that one of your coins that you're buying right now?
Well, I'll keep it simple because I want to hear Caleb's take. Here's the fact set of this show, right? Everybody on the screen, Caleb, Tim, and I, we both think that crypto could go lower, Bitcoin could go lower, and we all 3 bought Solana this morning, right? Unprompted. It wasn't like, hey, let's all buy Solana so that we can say we bought Solana. I bought it started buying it last night, bought some more this morning, and I've got some limit orders in right now for Solana. They may not get hit. But yeah, that's the fact set. We all think that we could go lower here, but we all bought Solana this morning.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Caleb?
Let's just stick to the charts. Tim, I loved what you had to say. I think the only thing I would want to add is this Solana versus Ethereum. I think this is probably a little bit more of an appropriate chart than Sol BTC, but that's just me because I actually view Solana and Ethereum as being direct competitors, if you will, right? So I don't view them in the same light in comparison to BTC. And look, I rotated into Solana out of Ethereum back in August because of this analysis, because of this initial breakout, and because of this retest with the ability to flip this into support. And that was when Solana was trading around 130 to 140. So I did that rotation. I rode this thing up to 240. I'm still sitting in it today at 212. And now, where's Solana relative to Ethereum? It's really come back down. It's given back these gains. All this is a breakout, retest, rebound opportunity. Again, continue to flip the former all-time highs, the former year-to-date highs, which were resistance, the opportunity to flip them into support, right? And so I think that right here, right now, I even foreshadowed this about a week ago, maybe a little bit more, saying, look, if we come into that area, that's the back up the truck zone to add more Solana, not to necessarily buy more Ethereum. I'm very happy with Ethereum's recent reacceleration here. I want to see Ethereum participate in the upside. But if you're asking me gun to my head, if I had to pick one, Solana versus Ethereum to buy right here, right now, today, I'm buying Solana every time over Ethereum because of this chart. We have, again, the opportunity to flip this into support and reaccelerate back to the upside. If this was going to make new highs, right? If we were going to take out these local highs right here versus where we're currently trading, we're talking about 36% implied relative upside to take out those highs in Solana relative to Ethereum. That's massive, right? That's a huge relative outperformance that can happen very quickly just as this downtrend has occurred very quickly as well, right? This recent series of underperformance. And so I think that right here, right now, this is a great time to be buying Solana. If we just look at the chart on an absolute basis, again, we see we're coming into these former highs with the ability to flip it into support, very similar to the ability to flip this former high into support. And we defended that level every single time. We have a little bit of a bull flag here. So I think one thing that you could do as well, and I haven't actually done this, is we could draw a trend line. Let's cancel the right extension. Let's assume, and this is a very big assumption here, but let's assume that the lows are in, and we're going to tether this back down to the low print. This gets us to Solana at around 350 a coin, right? And so, look, I think this makes a lot of sense. We're getting rejected on the former all-time highs. I know we had 1 or 2 days where we got above this level, but let's cool this down. I think this makes a lot of sense, even from the perspective of a cup and handle setup, right? So if we kind of remove some of the minutia here and just really kind of focus on the broader dynamics that are at play, here's our massive cup, boom. And now we have the opportunity to form that handle, right? Maybe this takes several months to resolve, and we're coming in here to this former year-to-date high range, right? So it doesn't look great from the perspective of how long this consolidation is going to occur, but who knows, right? I mean, we can make this smaller, we can make it bigger, whatever the case is. This chart, there's nothing bearish about this chart for Solana, right? And just because there's nothing bearish about it doesn't mean that bearish things can't happen, right? That's why we manage risk. But I do 100% believe fundamentally, so long as we stay above this green zone, these former all-time highs, you can maybe even provide a little bit looser risk management and focus on this green level here. Let's just turn around and make this blue. I think so long as we stay above the green level and the blue level, things are fine, right? This is where you want to be adding to your Solana position with the ability to manage risk. And if we fall below 187, you cut it and you move on. And if we get back above 187, you add it back, right? So it's okay to be wrong. It's just not okay to stay wrong. So this is where I think you can continue to be dynamic and flexible so long as prices continue to shape up in a bullish manner. And right now, that's exactly what it's doing.
Hey there, if you enjoyed this video, don't just smash the like and hit subscribe, but watch another one as well, like this one right here. And if you want to learn more about trading and investing and get more confident along the way, learning with an amazing community, you might want to click this link right there. So go ahead, click them.